By now, we think you all know that the world we live in is a pretty dangerous place. But for some dudes, that just doesn't cut it. They want the edge, the drop, the real one, wrong move, and the end kind of thrill. So today we're exploring places where your travel insurance company would probably beg you not to go. From sky-high death traps to picnic spots that feel more like Final Destination scenes, here are 15 of the most dangerous attractions in the world. Let's begin with number 5, Gopher Burger Cave. Well, caves are quiet, peaceful, and perfect for amateur explorers. Gopher Burger is not one of them, and it's best you should stay away. Discovered back in 1953, this French abyss became the first cave in the world known to drop over 1,000 meters deep, about 3,681 feet into the Earth's dark stomach. At one point, it held the record for the world's deepest cave. Now, it's slipped down the rankings, but don't let that Mr. be in you. It still kills. Rain is the real killer here. A single storm can turn this underground maze into a watery tomb. Entire chambers flood without warning, stranding or drowning anyone unlucky enough to be inside. There have been at least 6 confirmed fatalities, most of them during sudden weather shifts. Yet, thrill seekers keep descending, armed with ropes, flashlights, and way too much confidence. If you really want the cave experience, leave a damp towel in your bathroom, turn off the lights, and pretend. It's cheaper, safer, and doesn't involve dying beneath 300 feet of rock. But we hate caves. Number 14, Colorado River. The Colorado River is what happens when Mama Nature decides to build a roller coaster with no seatbelts or safety rules. It stretches over 1,400 miles, but the real chaos lives deep in the canyons, specifically through the Grand Canyon's whitewater stretches, where the river churns with the kind of violent beauty that makes rafters think this might have been a mistake. At its worst, it flows like it's trying to rip the raft in half. Rapids like lava falls in Crystal are infamous for flipping boats, tossing people, and sending gear downriver in pieces. You can spend 1 day or 25 stuck in this liquid gauntlet depending on your route and your luck. Despite all warnings, it's a magnet for beginners who think water equals fun. Well, it doesn't. Not here. Every guide has war stories, and every rafter walks away changed if they walk away at all. It's wild, unpredictable, and far too much river for most. But that's the whole point, isn't it? Number 13, Yosemite Half Dome. Half Dome is the kind of rock that challenges you just by existing. We mean just look at it. It's insane. Rising nearly 5,000 feet above Yosemite Valley, it looks like it was sliced in half by a giant with a grudge. For years, it's been a badge of honor among climbers until it started falling apart. In 2015, a massive slab of granite peeled off the face without warning. Climbers didn't even realize until they were halfway up and found themselves stuck on a wall that had turned completely vertical. Since then, Half Dome's status has changed from challenging climb to actively trying to kill you. The park still issues permits. People still go. But every climber knows this rock shifts, cracks, and collapses when it wants to. There's no announcement, no siren, just a sudden drop and a lot of bad luck. And that's exactly why people keep coming. It's not just about reaching the top, it's about daring the mountain not to shake you off. Number 12, Cliffs of Moher. Ireland's Cliffs of Moher are breathtaking, literally and occasionally fatally. Towering over 700 feet above the Atlantic, these rugged sea cliffs offer stunning views that dare you to get closer, and people do, too close. There's a designated walking trail, sure, but rules vanish the moment a camera comes out. Tourists leave the path, inching toward the edge for that perfect shot, ignoring warning signs, weather alerts, and the constant risk of sudden wind gusts. Landslides happen. People slip. Some vanish forever into the sea below. Despite the danger, the cliffs pull in over 1 million visitors a year. Maybe it's the raw, wild beauty. Maybe it's the thrill of dancing that lines between awe and accident. Either way, once you're up there staring down at the waves crashing below, you understand the pull. But you also realize this place doesn't forgive mistakes. You either respect the edge or become another ghost in the fog. It's all up to you. Number 11. Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc has this weird reputation. People think it's the beginner's mountain of Europe, like it's the friendly neighborhood peak where you just take a scenic walk and come back with selfies. In reality, it's a graveyard with snow on top. Standing tall at nearly 15,800 feet, Mont Blanc is the highest mountain in Western Europe and the deadliest. Depending on who you ask, it claims around 100 lives every single year. That's more than some war zones. And here's the kicker. Most of those climbers were told it would be easy. Blame the glossy brochures and tourist shops. Local companies sell it as a manageable trek, but weather changes in minutes, avalanches don't RSVP, and altitude sickness doesn't care if you are trained or not. People die from slips, storms, poor planning, or just plain overconfidence. Mont Blanc isn't trying to impress you. It's just sitting there, quietly waiting for the next person who thought they could conquer it in rented boots. Number 10. Ordovician Theme Park. Most theme parks build thrills with seatbelts, soft landings, and the illusion of danger. This park skipped all that and just built the danger. And it's all because it's made in China and located in China. Perched nearly 500 feet above the Chinese countryside, this attraction features a swing bridge that hangs over a death drop, with no net, no mercy, and barely any logic. You don't just walk across, you lurch, you sway, and you hope you make it. One guy made it all the way to the other side only to find out his safety harness was never clipped in. Well, that wasn't a thrill ride, that was a miracle. And yes, it's still open, still legal, still convincing tourists to YOLO their way over jagged rocks with the promise of a killer view. It's the kind of attraction where your brain screams no, but your social media says, do it for the like. Just remember, if anything goes wrong, the ground doesn't care how brave you are or how many millions you have. Number 9. Danakil Desert. The Danakil Desert doesn't just flirt with danger, it slow dances with death under a sun that never stops burning. Known as one of the hottest places on Earth, temperatures here can spike past 125 degrees. The ground literally sizzles, and still people show up. Why? Well, maybe it's the neon-colored acid pools that look like alien lagoons. Maybe it's the lava lakes, active volcanoes, or the constant rumble of earthquakes underfoot. Or maybe people just want to say they survived, standing on a planet that looks like Mars and feels like a frying pan. You don't go to the Danakil for peace and quiet. You go to test your limits, heat stroke, sulfur fumes, dehydration, all part of the trip. There's no shade, no rest, just shimmering heat and a warning from nature. You don't belong here. And yet, every year, thrill seekers line up to face it anyway. Some bring cameras, others bring scientists. Everyone brings regrets, usually around hour 3. Number 8. Pulpit Rock. If anxiety had a physical form, it looked just like Pulpit Rock. Towering nearly 2,000 feet above the Lysefjord in Norway, this flat-topped cliff has 0 fences, 0 rails, and 0 room for error. Tourists crawl out here in droves, all for that perfect Instagram photo where one misstep could turn a selfie into a eulogy. And we're not kidding, this is a literal vertical drop with wind strong enough to make your spine question your life choices. Despite the lack of safety measures, hundreds of thousands visit each year, lounging at the edge like it's some mountaintop brunch spot. Authorities even claim fatalities are rare, but that hairline crack running across the plateau, yeah, geologists have already warned it'll collapse someday. But until then, families are picnicking like it's totally normal. There are few places in the world where you can pack sandwiches, sit on death's doorstep, and still call it a relaxing day trip. Welcome to Pulpit Rock. Number 80. El Caminito del Rey. When you first look at it, El Caminito del Rey sounds harmless. The King's Little Pathway almost makes it sound charming, like a nice royal stroll through a garden. Then you see it. A narrow, crumbling strip of concrete hanging 350 feet above a Spanish gorge with rusted beams, missing chunks, and enough horror stories to make your legs buckle. Built over a century ago for hydro workers, it was never meant to be walked by tourists, but daredevils can't resist. The path is only 1.8 miles long, but it's basically 1.8 miles of pure nope. Entire sections have collapsed, forcing hikers to cross on rusty rails or cling to sheer rock faces. The winds howl, the ground shakes, and if you fall, there's no soft landing. Yet somehow people still come, some for the thrill, others just for the photo. It's been partially restored with handrails and helmets now, but make no mistake, this isn't a hike. It's a vertical panic attack in daylight. So stay away. Number 6. Kokoda Trail. The Kokoda Trail isn't a tourist trail. It's a warpath carved through one of the harshest jungle terrains on Earth. Spanning 80 grueling miles across Papua New Guinea, it's steep, wet, unpredictable, and completely unforgiving. Veterans call it sacred ground. Adventurers call it a rite of passage. Locals just call it what it is: brutal. You'll face knee-busting climbs, rapid rivers, thick rainforest, and mud that swallows boots whole. The heat is relentless. The bugs bite back, and sudden tropical storms can turn the path into a landslide. Every year, trekkers collapse from exhaustion, dehydration, or worse, and yet the trail remains open. You'll hear people say it's life-changing, and it is, if you make it out in one piece. Guides are strongly recommended, but even then, nature doesn't care. The Kokoda Trail doesn't offer views. It offers scars, memories, and maybe a spiritual awakening if your legs don't give out first. Hike wisely or not at all. Number 5. Darien Gap. Calling this place a tourist attraction feels like a bad joke. The Darien Gap is a brutal stretch of jungle between Panama and Colombia. 66 miles of swamp, cartel territory, and terrain, so unforgiving it chews up travelers and spits out headlines. It's the only break in the Pan-American Highway, and for good reason: no roads, no signs, no rules. People attempt the crossing for 2 reasons: pure thrill-seeking madness or desperate migration. Either way, it's roulette with a loaded chamber. Guerrilla fighters, venomous animals, flash floods, and total isolation ensure that even expert survivalists treat it with hesitation. The real kicker: some still try it wearing sneakers and a GoPro. Surviving the gap means gambling with nature and humans alike. It's not just dangerous, it's unpredictable. You don't know how it'll go wrong, just that it will. And once you're in, there's no easy way out. If you're ever tempted to hike it for bragging rights, don't. Brag about staying alive instead. Life is short, so don't make it too short by going here. Number 4. Husseini Hanging Bridge. The Husseini Hanging Bridge isn't a bridge. It's a dare suspended over death. Strung across the Borat Lake in northern Pakistan, this skeletal walkway sways in the wind, missing planks and logic in equal measure. Locals use it, tourists photograph it. Adrenaline junkies cross it like it's a rite of passage. But make no mistake, every step is a gamble. The wooden planks are spaced like a twisted game of hopscotch, many rotted through with cables that creak and twist as if warning you to turn back. There are no safety rails, no guards, no guarantee you'll reach the other side, and yet people willingly cross, camera in hand, heartbeat in their throat. Even locals admit it's more a survival route than infrastructure, often used to carry supplies between villages out of necessity, not choice. It's not the kind of attraction with a souvenir shop, just a bridge, a breeze, and a long way down if you miss a step. If you ever visit Pakistan, don't visit this. Number 3. Madidi National Park. Madidi isn't just a national park. It's less of a day hike with granola and more of a welcome to the jungle, we might eat you kind of place. Tucked deep into the Bolivian Amazon, Madidi is bursting with over 1,000 animal species, many of them venomous, some of them invisible until it's too late. Zoologists love this place because they keep discovering new species. Tourists, they keep discovering new ways to regret coming. Jaguars, snakes, razor-toothed fish, and parasites you've never even heard of call this rainforest home. You'd think the worst part is inside the park, but the real chaos starts before you even get there. To reach it, you'll either fly 40 minutes in a tiny, nerve-rattling plane, or spend 20 hours in a bus clinging to crumbling mountain roads that wash away in the rain like a bad idea. It is beautifully deadly, without question. Madidi is proof that nature doesn't need sharp teeth to kill you. Sometimes it just needs time. Number 2. K. Jarrug Bolton. Imagine standing on a massive boulder lodged between two cliffs, suspended nearly 3,200 feet above a Norwegian fjord. Now imagine dancing on it. That's Jarrug Bolton, one of the most terrifying balancing acts on Earth. This ancient stone has been chilling between two rock faces since the last ice age, just waiting for some modern-day daredevil to treat it like a selfie stage. There are no handrails, no harnesses, just wind, nerves, and the kind of blind confidence that gets you in trouble fast. The drop below, not survivable. But despite that, people hike for hours just to step onto this rock, strike a pose, and prove to the internet that they've got nerves of steel. Miraculously, there's no record of anyone falling, yet. Norwegians even call it a lucky charm. But luck fades, rocks erode, and one day gravity might finally win. If you're the type to gamble with physics for a photo, this might be your shot. Just don't blink, or you'll be link. Number 1. Futaleufú River. If rivers had difficulty settings, the Futaleufú would be permanently locked on nightmare mode. Flowing through Chile's Patagonia, this turquoise beauty looks like a fantasy postcard until it tosses you like a chew toy. Its rapids are so violent that they don't care how good you are with a paddle. Even pro-level kayakers treat it with caution, and for good reason. The infamous Terminator section is a 6-mile gauntlet of swirling chaos, jagged rocks, and water that hits like a freight train. It's not just physically brutal, it's mentally exhausting. You can't afford to blink, or you'll end up swimming with boulders. There's no shortcut or exit ramp. Once you drop in, you're locked in until the river decides you're done. And yet, it draws adventurers from around the world, adrenaline junkies who crave that razor-thin line between thrill and tragedy. Futaleufú doesn't just challenge you, it dares you. But unlike most rivers, this one doesn't play fair. It'll take your life mid-smile if you're not careful. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon.